What up? Welcome to my channel. This is Glenda, y'all. This Kelsey, Megan, and Tory shit is getting messy. Messy. So I gave y'all a little scenario of the day one. Meg took the stand. They had opening statements. They all said, what they think. The defense attorneys trying to say is Kelsey is the shooter. The prosecuting attorneys are trying to say Tory was the shooter, which is Meg's attorney. So this shit is all messy as hell. They done found out a lot of different stories and scenarios of some of this stuff, and now they're trying to, open a statement based all their information on, the information they got. So this is the reason why we're going through this trial, and they have to show proof through the trial. So they present the opening statement, then they have to show proof. So I got a little bit of information about day 3. Kelsey came and took this stand on day 3. I think day 1, they just was, in the courtroom getting everything together. Day 2 was opening statement. Day 3, Kelsey took the stand. Day 1, it was opening statement and Meg took the stand. Day 3, Kelsey took the stand. So Kelsey took the stand, but Kelsey was supposed to come to testify in the defense of Meg for the prosecuting attorney. But when she got there, she came with her own attorneys from all the information that I've gathered. Kelsey came with her own damn attorneys and came in there and she told them, look, I'm not testifying for no damn body. I want to plead the Fifth. I want to invoke on my Fifth Amendment rights. I don't want to testify no more. So the prosecutor thought she was going to be testifying on her behalf against Tory when in all actuality she's trying to invoke on her Fifth Amendment right, which means she don't want to say anything that may incriminate herself. So this shit is real messy. When I say messy, it is messy. My God. And, man, they also said that her attorneys also made sure to let them know not only do she don't want to testify on Meg's and Tory's behalf and that, she want to be granted immunity because they want to also that anything that she say during this trial, they don't want it to be held against her in no kind of form or fashion. In no manner. They don't want any of this stuff to be held against her. He stated that the attorney told them that wasn't good enough, that she can invoke on her Fifth Amendment right. They also want to confirm to him that they will not prosecute her for any crimes arising of this instance out of that situation. So Kelsey she's trying to make sure y'all don't take her to jail because it's a lot of shit that's coming out while they testifying. So, okay, she gets on the stand. She invokes her Fifth Amendment right. She pointed out some things about Tory and Meg. She pointed out some things about Meg lying about a few things, like Meg was telling everybody her and Tory didn't have an intimate relationship. She made sure she let the jurors know that was true. And not only that, Meg has slept with different people, also slept with other people that she liked in the industry. But this was another incident with this Tory. So Meg told everybody on the news she didn't sleep with Tory. Remember when she had that interview with Gail? She was like, I don't have an intimate relationship with her. Girl, stop lying. Gail was like, Meg. Because she hesitated to answer the question, and then she said, no. The girl, bye. All that shit is the fan, because Kelsey is mad. I think she don't give a damn about Tory nor Meg. She's just trying to get herself out of it so she don't have to worry about neither one of them anymore after this trial. She just wanted to be over with. So, and when somebody invoke on their Fifth Amendment rights, I learned that if you invoke on your Fifth Amendment right, that's because you don't want to incriminate yourself because you may have done something within this instance that may be just your fault as well as the other person that they're trying to blame, which is Tory. So Kelsey could also be the shooter. Kelsey also told them that Maggie lied about them being kicked out of Kylie Jenner party. She said she was in the car and Tory and Meg was in the party. Meg came running out saying that Kylie kicked her out. So let me go back a little bit. What happened is they had been at this pool party and they were kicking in and drinking and having fun. And the picture they're trying to paint is Meg is a jealous person. Like, she got drunk, she got mad because Tory was actually trying to holler at Kylie. You know, she was already messing with him behind Kelsey back, and then now you in this girl face. So they said Meg got irate and started arguing, and so they left the party. No, they said, so Tory told them, y'all take my driver and I'll meet back up with y'all later. So Meg got in the car, her and Kelsey, to leave, but Meg thought about it and made the driver take her back to Kylie's house. And then that's when Kelsey stayed in the car when she went back. That's when Meg went in the house, and whatever she saw when she went in the house, she got very upset with Tory, started arguing in Kylie Jenner's house with Tory, and then Kylie kicked her ass out. So Tory ended up coming out with her, you know, at the time, because she probably said, you got to go too. Y'all get the fuck out of here. So Meg probably said, I ain't going nowhere unless Tory going. So Tory's like, let me leave. I'll get with you later, Kylie. And they left. So when they got in the car, Meg and Kelsey and Tory started arguing. Actually, Meg and Tory was arguing. And Tory got mad at Meg and lashed out on him and said, well, look, I'm fucking Kelsey. While you talking, bitch, I'm fucking her too. So while you mad about Kylie, I'm also fucking your friend over here. It's messy, y'all. It's messy, y'all. It's messy. So that led to Kelsey, Meg, and Tory to argue. And once they started arguing, and shit got funky. Meg said she asked Tory to pull over the car to let her out. They got out the car. Excuse me, y'all. They got out the car still arguing. Tory convinced them to get back in the car. Once they got back in the car, they started arguing all over again. Meg said Tory pulled over the car and got out. This is Meg's story. Got out the car. All she saw was the gun, talking about her dance bitch, and start shooting, right? So, you know, I don't know. It's a lot going on with this story right now. It's all over the place. So, you know, I guess when they got out, they got into it, you know. So, but Kelsey when the prosecutors are asking Kelsey things about this story, she is not trying to cooperate. She's really trying not to say what things that she think is going on. She is really trying to keep quiet as hell. She is. I didn't know she was Megan's former assistant either. I didn't know she was assistant to her. And they said during the testimony, she became increasingly hesitant about answering the deputy district's questions. Also, you know what they're saying? They're saying that Kelsey gave a statement back in September stating all this stuff about Tory, that he shot them. He was calling them bitches and hoes, and that he kept offering them $1 million to not talk. He offered Meg $1 million. All of this shit she told. She saw the actual shooter. She saw Tory shoot the gun. This is what she told them in September. Now that she's on the stand, she being hesitant with the attorneys about answering these questions. So she told them, she said, I lied. So they have to remind her, look, we know we gave you immunity, but what is it called? You cannot lie on the stand or you'll be prosecuted. It's a perjury. It's a perjury to lie on the stand. So whatever, we gave you immunity, but you can be still prosecuted for perjuring on the stand, saying I tell the truth, the whole truth, and that's what, and then you go lie. Your ass can get in trouble for that. Okay, this is it right here. It says, Harris' testimony saw to become increasingly hesitant about answering the deputy district attorney Kathy Tay's question about what happened on the night in questioning. A recording from the interview she gave to the deputy district attorney, Alexandra Bott, an investigator in September 2022, was played in court to try to jog her memory. During a portion of earlier interview, Harris could be heard claiming that Lanez had also threatened to shoot her on the car ride home, on the car ride back to Kylie Jenner's house prior to the shooting. It said Tory Lanez had also threatened to shoot her on the car ride back to Kylie Jenner's house prior to the shooting. But in a surprising turn, Harris recanted that earlier testimony from the stand. So I told y'all she changed her mind about doing it. She's lying now, so something is not right. So earlier in the day, Harris arrived in court with her attorney Daniel Nadoni, wearing a black blouse, slacks, carrying a black bejeweled Kristen Labonte bag. Before the jury arrived, Nadoni said to the client planned to assert her Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination, leading the Judge Hereford to address her concerns as legitimate. Prosecutors then offered her use of immunity, meaning nothing derived from her testimony may be used against her in the criminal proceeding before she's sworn and took the stand. So like I told y'all, she said she's not going to say anything until y'all give me immunity, pretty much. And that's what she got. She played their ass. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Kelsey playing her cards right. I don't know who talking to her or who may be an attorney in her family. They told her what to do because I think they was going to pin this shit on her and Tory if she wouldn't have took them Fifth Amendments right and got the government to give her immunity. Y'all better peep game. This girl kind of smart. So Harris is a key witness because she was one of the only two people present when Megan and the defendant at the time of the alleged shooting, aside from Tory Lanez security guard, Jawan Smith. During the opening statement earlier this week, Lanez led attorney George, we're going to just say George because I can't pronounce his last name, pushed the theory that Harris may have been the one who pulled the trigger, told y'all, instead of his client. The defense argued heavily, relied on the account from another witness, Sean Kelly. Sean Kelly is the guy who witnessed Meg whoop on that ass, whom the police interviewed shortly after the shooting because the SUV carrying Meg and Lanez and Harris and Smith had stopped near his house. Medesian, that's his last name, Medesian said Kelly saw Harris exit the back seat of the car and open Meg's front passenger door before witnessing a fist fight between the girls and seeing one of the two women point a gun at the other. Oh, so she's trying to say they both put out guns. And seeing one of the women point a gun at the other. So he said he saw Kelsey pointing the gun at Meg. He said they were pointing at each other. I take that back. I didn't mean to say that. He said before he saw one of the girls pointing the guns at each other. So, at the other, I mean. So one of them pointed the gun, which is, that's why that gun residue was on that girl hand. Y'all better see this girl probably. She done got off. Tory ass gonna take all the rap for this shit. Cause I think Kelsey did, I'm alleging that Kelsey did it. I allegedly think that Kelsey did it. All this immunity shit and all this not want to answer questions and testifying, girl, don't look real good. So let me keep reading. During her time on the stand Tuesday, Megan explained to the prosecutor that Harris was her best friend and since freshman year in college, who later became her assistant at the end of 2019. During the cross-examination, the Grammy-winning award rapper, real name Megan Pete, denied Harris was a shooter. I think Megan trying to protect her. Like this, my friend, she really still loves Kelsey. She don't want Kelsey to. She would rather see Tory go to jail than Kelsey, I think. And told the defense that it's their client Lane, real name Daystar Peterson, who yelled "dance bitch" before allegedly pointing a gun and shooting her. Megan, 27, also revealed that she and Harris have not seen each other since the incident. On Wednesday, Harris was initially composed but became increasingly reticent after Tay began interrogating her about her side of the story. Said, I don't want to be here today. This is what she said. I don't want to be here. It's a trigger situation. I just don't want to be here, Harris told Tay. One point, echoing Megan's own statement during her testimony the day prior. So Megan has said the same thing. She don't want to be here. They both saying, I don't want to be here. She also denounced the defense argument that she shot Megan, calling the accusation ridiculous. For the duration of the hearing, Harris appeared distracted, consistently asking Tay to repeat her questions and to refresh her memory by playing the specific audio clips taken from September 2022. When asked again how she felt about being in court, Harris blamed anxiety, postpartum, a death in the family had just taken place as a reason why she was not mentally present in the courtroom. However, she told Tay that being in the same room as Lane, who was wearing a light brown suit and a black turtleneck with black velvet loafers, did not affect her ability to testify. So she was like, no, I ain't bothered by him. While describing the relationship between herself and Megan and Lanez, which she said started after the two women met Lanez at a Rock Nation brunch in 2022, Harris claimed that LUV Love singer was someone that Megan wanted me to pursue beyond a friendship, and that there were a few nights we had been engaged, like intimate, confirming she had an intimate relationship with the singer. After returning from the trip to her hometown of Houston for a few months that year due to COVID, she said she realized that Megan and Lanez had grown closer during her time away. Harris then began recounting what happened at Jenner's house, insisting that it wasn't a party, but rather a small gathering with about 6 people. A lot of alcohol had been involved, said Harris, who said she drunkenly passed out at Jenner's home for a few hours before returning to the gathering, at which point only herself and Megan, Lanez, and Jenner and Megan, Stallion, E.F. King, who had driven Megan and Harris to the party that night, remained. Harris described Megan as drunk and that her behavior was a little off, and later said that Lanez was just being Tory and flirting with Kylie, and an admission that caused the defendant to smirk from his seat. Wow, what that mean? According to Harris, after King convinced Megan to leave the house because her wig was falling off, the rapper argued that she wanted to leave with Lanez and had King move her and Harris' bag from his car to Lanez's car. So that's how she began to not be with the hairstylist anymore, because she was like, forget it, I don't want you to fix my wig. I'm gonna leave with Tory. And so she took her and Kelsey stuff from his car and put it in Tory's car. So she claimed that Lanez then told Smith to take them home in an adamant way because he didn't want to leave. Oh, he was like, hurry up, take them home, because he was trying to get at Kylie. He was trying to get in where he motherfucking fit. Because he didn't want to leave. Shortly after Smith, Lanez's security guard began driving the two women home. Like I told y'all, Megan and since they all returned to the house because she had left something, but she didn't leave Nelson. She told me she left her slippers. Bitch, you ain't left no slippers. You trying to go see what Tory was doing because you know Tory didn't want to leave for some type of reason. Harris then recalls seeing Megan rush out of the house with Lanez, saying, bitch, Kylie said, we got to get fuck out of here, before the two hopped in the car with Harris and Smith. Once Tay began interrogating Harris about what happened in the car, the witness became noticeably frustrated. Do I have to answer that? She kept asking. She asked the Judge Heffer, who nodded his head, promptly had her describe the argument that ensued. He told her, yeah. There was a lot and back and forth in the car. She testified later, explaining how upset and confused she had felt when Lanez eventually told Harris that he and Megan were having a relationship. When prosecutors questioned whether Lanez called the two women bitches and hoes, B's and hoes, B's and H's, sorry y'all, which the Savage MC claimed in court the day before, Harris couldn't provide the direct response. It was then that Bot started playing bits of the September 22 recording, which Judge Herford informed the jury could not be considered as evidence. So she gave a testimony to the police in September 2022, but they can't use this shit against her. Isn't that crazy, y'all? That is so crazy. How you give me a testimony, you give me a statement, and we can't use it in the court as evidence? Why? I gotta find that out, y'all. Okay, so let's get back to it. After the portion of the recording was played where Harris claimed Lanez had threatened to shoot her, Tate pressed Harris about the validity of the claim. She said, at this point, Harris attempted to assert her Fifth Amendment rights, only for the Judge Herford to tell her she first needed to discuss with her attorneys. After returning from an hour-and-a-half lunch recess, Harris went on to recount her prior statement. Hold on, y'all. I have to take a drink. I'm thirsty. They said she had to go on and recount her prior statement that Lanez had threatened to shoot
admitting part of her September 2022 interview were inaccurate. She stated to them she lied. There was something I wasn't truthful about to protect myself, she testified. Over the course of the testimony, Harris never explained what was that protecting herself from, nor which part of the interview were less than 100% truthful. So she's saying everything she told them was untrue, and she only did it to protect herself. Prosecutor went on to play more of the recorded interview, which revealed Harris stating that Lanez verbally threatened her by saying, "My Anna, y'all know my nig, I'll shoot you," and then reached for something in the center console of the vehicle, but never opened it. So he said, "Nigga, I'll shoot your ass." Reached in the thing like he was going to do something, but he didn't do it. In the midst of Harris' testimony, Tay grew noticeably irritable, with the witness raising her voice. Oh, I guess, so the attorney got mad at her because Kelsey kept raising her voice, asked questioning why she admitted to sending Justin Edison, Megan's security guard, 3 text messages that read, "Help, Tory shot Meg." The 911, to put 911 on it. If she didn't, Harris testified, "See, Lanez shoot the rapper. I was in a panic," Harris responded. Tay then showed Harris a photo of herself taken by the police station on the night of the shooting, in which she can be seen with blood on her leg. Harris replied, "I don't know whose blood that was." She then testified that Megan, had been bleeding and had put her legs on Harris in the car following the shooting, but that she hadn't known where the blood was coming from and remained uncertain of Megan's injury about to this point. So she was trying to act like, I don't know what y'all talking about. When she arrived at the Cedar-Sinai Medical Center, where Megan was being treated, Tay then asked increasingly, "This is your best friend, right?" Lanez, 30, currently faces 3 felony charges: assault with a semi-automatic firearm, carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with the gross negligence, the latter of which was added to the list of charges. Ahead of all the trial last week, if convicted, my thing refreshed on me. If convicted, so that's just a little bits and pieces. I'm not going to read too much more of it. They said, if convicted on all 3 counts, he will face 22 years in prison. Harris is due back in court Thursday, December 15th, to complete the testimony. So I'm going to come back with y'all tomorrow. Y'all go ahead and leave y'all comments, y'all thoughts, and what y'all think about this thing. Do y'all think Kelsey was the shooter? Do y'all think Tory actually did it? Do you think Kelsey was trying to stop Tory and the gunpowder got on her hand from that? Do y'all think Kelsey got punched because she's saying that didn't happen now? She retracted her whole story that she gave them. Do you think he called them bitches and hoes and then retracted and said he didn't? Do you think he tried to pay them money and bribe them, but by saying don't say nothing about it, let it go, da-da-da-da-da? I just want to figure out what y'all think. Please leave your thoughts and comments in the description, in the comment section. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You guys have a beautiful, blessed day. And on that note, I'm out. I will be coming to you guys tomorrow with some more juice. And also got some other videos that I'm going to bring to you. I want to talk about Steven Twitch Boss. I have some of that information I want to talk about. I also want to go over some other things. I forgot. It's something else I want to come back to. Don't even worry about it. Y'all will get it all in. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for listening. You guys have a blessed one today. I'm out. Wait. Before I say I'm out, let me just give some thanks to No Jumper. Shout out to No Jumper. I was getting some information from No Jumper. Also, Billboard.com. Also, the Impressive channel. I would like to give shout outs to them. You guys can also go to their channel and their pages and their stations and their websites and go check out what they got going on and read this stuff for yourself. I also will post a link in the description box so you guys can also read it on Billboard.com. And on that note, now, thank you guys, and I'm out.